you're in. What do we like? What do we like as promoters of the challenge? Without knowing that answer, you know, because you got here early and you were telling me, hey, what were you telling me? Let's party. Guys, the reason we attract a lot of people is we're very high energy and fun. I mean, I'm in jeans and a V-neck versus a tie and all suited up and stuff. And it's funny because, you know, we attract some network marketers from other companies because obviously they're like, man, they're growing, you know, I want to be part of this. And all of a sudden they come with shirt and ties. I'm like, take that off, you know, take it off. It's a different culture, guys. It's more laid back. It connects with most people. And we're very high energy and fun. You know, let's face it. Even though we're not in sales, and I'll get into all that, you know, sales is the transfer of enthusiasm, right? And people just connect with people that have energy. They don't know what it is, but because of that energy, they're like, I don't know what it is, but you know, my friend got started and they were so fired up. I just said, just sign me up. I don't know what it is. Just let me do it, right? That's what we are, guys. And let's face it, in a negative world where everybody's watching constant negative news, Fox, whatever they're watching, and about to slice their veins because the world is ending. When you're different, right? Curiosity killed the cat too. They're like, what's up? What are they doing that I'm not doing because they have a better attitude than I have, right? What are they up to? And that's why we're different. Last thing is, who are we, right? Who are we as individuals? And guys, you know, I think this is why we're having so much success, really, because servant-driven leaders. Guys, this whole business is built upon the golden rule. Do unto others. If you help enough other people get what they want, you automatically get what they want. You want. Now you got to find people that want it, right? And I opened up where you need to have 3 qualities. Number 1, a burning desire to succeed. If somebody doesn't have a burning desire to succeed, they're like, well, I'll do it later. That's totally qualified. You can't help them out. They're not. If watching a football game is more important than being here, can't help them out. Right? It is what it is. I could be watching that too, but I decided to be here, right? Yeah. Number 2, coachable. If they know how to do this better than that guy up in the front that speaks the funny English, and 6 months later they're still trying to figure it out, that means that we're not coachable. You got to be coachable, guys. There's a system here. It works. The reason I'm here and the reason I'm having success, and a lot of individuals that are in the room that you and me are having success, they're coachable. There's a system in place. You got to submit to it. If not, this is not the business for you. And number 3, you got to take action. Okay? Nothing happens without action. You know? And I'm a firm believer you got to be bad before you're good and good before you're great. So you're not going to go out there and talk to people and do awesome, right? You just got to go through the motions. And that's where a lot of people get held back because they're in that paralysis of analysis. They're trying to get perfect, right? And then they're getting ready to get ready. Guys, it doesn't exist. Just get into action. If you go out and you start talking to people, the right people will fall into place. You talk to someone, you ask, things start happening. You're like, man, why is this happening to me? And it's because, guys, you went out there. And you just start attracting like-minded people and stuff like that. So that's who we are, guys. I'm going to go into compensation plan, and hopefully I don't confuse you guys. I don't like doing this because if someone, especially because more than half the room is not a network marketer, it tends to confuse some folks just because it's a lot of numbers and a lot of money, and they're like, wow. But just understand 2 things. Number 1, that the positions, the titles, and the compensation plan exist. And number 2, that there's a lot of money and there's a lot of people doing it, okay? If nothing else, if it looks like Chinese, like, just understand that that's what's happening, okay? So let's talk about promoting the challenge. When somebody gets started, there's 3 options, right? They fill out a form where they go online and they become a promoter. By the way, we are not distributors of the challenge, we're promoters of the challenge. So we've got customers and promoters. So somebody gets started and they decide to promote the challenge, right? They have 3 options to get started. They can either get started with a basic distributorship of $49 and add one of the 4 challenge kits. They can get started with the executive success system, or they can get started with the executive success system with samples. Okay? Now, the basic distributorship, guys, that is for somebody that does not see this as a real business at the moment. Or financially, there's no possible way, which I don't believe, but there's no possible way for them to figure it out. I'm a firm believer if you want something bad enough, you'll figure it out somehow. You know, and I can go into examples. I'm not going to go there because everybody here is already in the business, so I'm not going to go there. But, you know, $49, basic distributorship, somebody, I perceive that person as somebody that says, well, let me do it just in case somebody signs up, right? But they don't really want to get the car, they don't really want to earn the big money, they don't really want to take control of their finances. They just, if a customer gets on, great, right? Most people get started in our company with the $4.99, Number one, because it comes with all the products you need, right? It comes with the transformation kit, it comes with a buy pack, it comes with samples. It is required for you to do it from the get-go or upgrade to qualify for our weekly pool and for the BMW program. So if you don't do that, you can't qualify for the pool, you can't qualify for the BMW program. Okay? Capiche? Executive success system with samples is for someone that says, number one, if I do it, I do the best, right? Number two, I need samples from the get-go. Because our product tastes delicious. So, you know, if people get on the products, there's a lot of, how many people tried the product and that's why they got it, right? They liked it, they liked the taste? Yeah? So it happens, right? So you need a lot of samples. There's some people that know their warm market, the people that they know, and they're like, I need some product because I know if I get in front of this person, that person, they're in. So they get started with the executive success system with samples. It also, volume-wise, is more volume to get started. So some leaders decide to not only get started with the $4.99, but promote the $4.99 to grow faster. Okay? It's up to you how you do that. The $4.99 though is the bread and butter. So going back to everything, just remember one thing. If you don't remember anything, our whole business revolves around Starling Cars. If you bring someone in, your intent is to get them to become a Rising Star Director so they get their money back and reach that first pin level. How you do that is through the Getting Started training. Okay? That's it. If that's all you learn today, that's all you need to learn. Okay? Because that's how our whole business works. That's how it all is. So let's talk about compensation plan ranks. I'm going to talk about money, income. So you guys have a, you guys can understand when I get here, more or less, you know, nothing's perfect and nothing's guaranteed, but what's the ballpark, right? What can I expect if I build something like this? Where should I be? When everybody gets started, you're what's called an associate, right? A promoter, associate, that's the title. To be active in our company, you must have $125 in volume or $200 in customer, okay, $125 in personal purchases or $200 between customer sales and personal purchases. Okay? So every month, this is really auto ship and this is non-auto ship volume. So our auto ship, if you want to write this down, is on the 5th, the 12th, and the 19th. So if you get started this month with an executive success system, right? Next month, on the 5th, 12th, or 19th, when our auto ship runs, if you don't have an auto ship that goes, hits or exceeds 125, you've got to hit it with 200. Now that 200 can count customer volume. So if somebody gets on the challenge with you, right, and buys product, and you bought something, that can equal to 200. Everybody with me? Yes. Okay. Some people look like I'm speaking Chinese. That's why, and we haven't even gotten into the exciting part. Cool. Director. So everything revolves around director, right? Rising Star Director. What is director? Well, director means you have 3 frontline active legs, 3 frontline active legs. That means out of everybody you're enrolled, 3 are still on your front line. 3 of them. Okay? And you have $2,000 in group volume. Now, $2,000 means whatever you bought, whatever your distributors have, your whole organization. One note that I didn't say, everything in our company is dollar for dollar. So whatever somebody buys, counts. So if anybody's been with other nutritional companies, something like that, there's usually, they give you a percent, like if somebody buys $500, only $300 goes into into the bonus. Here, it's dollar for dollar. Everything counts, which is a good thing. And it's not confusing, and oh my God, what does this product have, or whatever. It's dollar for dollar. Everybody clear on director? So director is 3 frontline active and $2,000 in volume. Okay? You can achieve that by coming in at $4.99 and bringing 3 people in with $4.99 as well, and maybe buying a cookie or 2, because $4.99 times 4 is $19.96, not $2,000. Please write that down. We've had some people thinking that they hit director because they brought their 3 promoters. They thought that, you know, $4.99, they see it as $500, and it's not $2,000. So write that down. It's not a fun conversation to have after somebody figures out that they didn't do it, and their check is significantly different than if they had. So write that down. Our pay week, and I think I'll go into it a little bit later, ends Thursday midnight. So Friday to Thursday midnight, you get paid Monday. I'll go into that later. So by Thursday midnight, you want to make sure that everybody that's going for a title, whatever they need is done, or else let them know not to expect it on Monday. Okay? And you can tell because we have real-time commissions in our back office. So if somebody qualifies for something, you click on the real-time, it'll show that they did. If it doesn't show there, it's not happening. Okay? Once you hit, one of the reasons you want to hit Rising Star is because we have a weekly pool. Now this weekly pool, guys, it's an additional, on average it's about $150 once you hit Rising Star. And once you hit Rising Star, every week you bring either 3 new associates, which is promoters, or 3 preferred customers that each have, or total $500, you get into the pool. So if you brought in 3 promoters with the executive success system, that's $499, $499, $499, you get additional pool points. So, you know, if Chris gets in, the pool brought 3 promoters, but they didn't come in, you know, the maximum was like, let's say $570, and he got into the pool, and I bring in 3 promoters that spend $1,500, my pool portion of the check is going to be higher than his. Make sense? Yes. So you get more points in the pool. This is weekly, guys, and you can only tap into the pool if, number 1, you came in with an ESS, and if you became a director within 30 days. Now we promote, if you follow the Getting Started training, to do it in 7 days, but the company gives you 30. Okay? If you don't hit Rising Star Director, it's not the end of the world. We have 2 ambassadors that did not hit Rising Star Director, so I just throw that out there because some people kind of put more pressure on themselves than they should, and if it doesn't happen, it's not the end of the world. But it makes sense if you can qualify for it to get it done. Some people can do it in 30 minutes just by making 3 phone calls. Some people may take a little bit longer, right? It's all based on you taking action and whatnot. So from director, now you go to regional director. And regional director, guys, is 12,500 in volume, total volume. Still maintain at least 3 frontline active legs. The average ambassador earns between $1,000 to $2,500 in volume. The only difference with regional director and every title going forward is you can't count the 12,500 just off one organization that you brought in. The most you can count is 60% of what you're going for from one leg. Meaning, let's say I bring, your name again is? Trish. I'm sure about the name. Trish. Okay, so Trish comes in, I bring Trish in, right? And Trish has 12,000, she qualifies for the car, right? I can't qualify for the car with just her volume. I need to have 5,000 outside of it. So that's a 60% criteria. They don't let you just qualify with one organization taking off. You need to have, you can only count 60% of what you're going for from them. You get paid on everything they have, but you need 5,000 outside of them, okay? So you might ask, well, what if nobody has 7,500? Perfect. You know, this isn't the case that this person might have 10,000, 9,000. The most you can count is 7,500 off your strongest leg. 5,000 has to come between your customers, your purchases, and everybody else on your team. Everybody clear on that? Any questions? This is important because it's a car. Okay? I got the car. No, you didn't. No. Okay, so regional director, again, you know, same activity, you know, same qualifications as far as personal purchases, active legs, total volume 12,500. Okay? This is where the BMW comes in. Now, if you guys know, we used to be a black BMW company only. That's why you only see black cars. Now we have silver and green as options. And that alleviated the pressure for some folks, and for some folks that sold their silver BMW, they were not happy. But it's funny, you know, now we have options. Now we have options, and it's an extra $600. So the regional director, guys, on the side of whatever you're doing is an extra $1,000 to $2,500, depending on the maturity of the group, depending on how you built it, right? How it happened, and it's an extra $1,000, you know, extra $1,000 plus car payment, right? On the side of whatever you're doing, an extra $1,000 to $2,500 in a car payment. I mean, would that impact a lot of people here? Right? Yes. So this is our bread and butter, guys. This is our bread and butter position. And if you think about it, from a compensation standpoint, the reason we're growing so much is that the car program, there's a lot of companies out there that might have a car program, but they're at a very high level. So by the time you get there, you know, you've been with the company for 3 or 5 years, you've already earned a lot of income, and you've probably had like 10 of the cars that you want. You don't need the car at that time. So one of the reasons we're growing from a financial standpoint is that, you know, within a week, within a month, 2 months, 3 months, someone can qualify for this car, show up to their friend's house and said, well, when you have some success or whatever, show up to my house, and you can go out there and, you know, do some 360s in their front porch and go, me, told you so. And again, oh my God, how did you get the car, right? It's a different beast, right? So the car program here, you know, it really helps a lot of people, especially the average person that's not the sales type, have success, you know, validate the message and help them build their business faster. Because, you know, in the other programs where you take 3 to 5 years, you needed the car in the beginning, right? When you're trying to lay the foundation and get the ball rolling. So this comes at a time when, you know, you kind of like have talked to 20, 30 people, and maybe like 10 or 15 are laughing, whatever, and you just show up to their house and they're like, are you kidding me? You did? So it comes when you need that little kick, little boost to build up your business, okay? So it's huge, and that is one of the key things in our business. I mean, I can tell you, when someone got their first car here in Miami,